You're smart. You know how to listen to suggestions and make your own decisions, right? We're just two Aussie brothers talking shit about cryptocurrencies, so do yourself a favor, research the topic before doing anything financially. Now for that banging intro music.
Welcome to WTF is Crypto Space. I'm Brett.
And I'm Chad.
This podcast is all about the crypto space.
Shout out.
Chad, we're going to do a shout out.
Yeah, we are. We love the shout out. Hey guys, remember you can share this podcast with anyone you like, anyone who doesn't know anything about crypto space and just want to hear two Australian accents in one podcast.
Oh, I'm so excited about this one, Chad. Guess what?
Why?
Top one on our list this time is Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, Omaha. That's that. Is it a musical?
No, it's more like, Penny from Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
Omaha, Nebraska.
I do know Penny from the Big Bang Theory.
I'm sure she's not really from there.
Today's topics, we've got two of them. The first one is how the Lightning Network layers privacy on top of Bitcoin. And the second one is what Lightning will look like. Lightning Labs has announced its user interface wallet. This is interesting. So let's go to that first one. Getting back to Lightning Network. If you want to do a pure definition for yourself, Brett, where can they go to? Is that website?
Yeah, absolutely. Lightning.network. That's lightning.network. So the Lightning Network...
Sorry, I was going to say there's also a PDF that literally specifically just explains it. Lightning.network/lightning-network-summary.pdf. Now, you can find that on our description in a bit. But Brett, tell us about this. Why are we talking about this today?
All right. So, look, we continue on from what we were talking about before, but this is a continued conversation. Build everything else that we're talking around the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network, again, is a decentralized system for instant high-volume micropayments that removes the risk of delegating custody of funds to trusted third parties. Brilliant. No banks. Boom.
Fantastic. So, specifically just draw you a quick picture. Blockchain takes 10 minutes. Let's say the Bitcoin network takes 10 minutes, which is a bunch of transactions in 10 minutes. This alleviates the ability, and gives people the ability to do from 7 every second to thousands and thousands and thousands, like the Visa cards and stuff like that. Apparently, Visa can do 42,000 transactions a second, whereas at the moment, Bitcoin can only do 7. So
the big thing about this network, is obviously you don't need to cooperate. Okay, so you don't need any counterparties. And again, this pushes that whole thing that we were talking about and moving towards taking away those vulnerabilities of the financial system with the monopolies, etc.
Yes, and I want to talk about them. So keep going with this, and I'll tell you all about the banking system problems and security risks that you are experiencing right now that you don't even know about.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah. So, look, the first one that we're talking about is how the Lightning Network layer privacy on top of Bitcoin. Okay, so the thing about Bitcoin is it's really not anonymous.
No, it's not. It kind of is, but they can find you.
Yeah, look, and although it's a peer-to-peer encrypted network, it is unencrypted from the perspective of you can see whose public key is whom and go from there. Now, there are some people who have policies about KYC, so know your customer policies and anti-money laundering policies, and sometimes these things can sort of restrict the opportunity. However, with the Lightning Network, what that means is that you can have bidirectional payment channels and only one of those transactions might hit the blockchain. So you might have...
So bidirectional meaning back and forth.
Exactly, back and forth. Okay. So you might have 50 or 100 transactions happen a day. Now, really cool... again, my definition of cool. The thing about this is that you could have a business with a whole heap of internal processes. So let's say you have a university, for example, and they wanted to buy a stationery, and their stationery was in another department or on another location, on another site of where they are. Well, what they could actually do is, using this technology, they could transfer funds between those departments, right? So technically, they are transferring credit in and out of those different departments. However, once a month, once a year, once every 6 months, whatever it might be, the actual transaction hits the blockchain. So if you're doing those transactions inside your business, you don't have to worry about the funds changing hands. You might just put a little note in there about what it is you were purchasing or transacting for, and suddenly then you've got your communication channel taken care of, and you have a complete reduction in your administration costs as well.
So my understanding of the not the atomic swaps, because that's between currencies, right? Atomic swap between currencies.
Absolutely, but that's a feature of this. It's an extended feature of this.
Right. So, but what specifically Lightning Network, say, and I don't want to use Allison and Bob. Let's call it, let's say like Jeremy and Smitty. Right. So Smitty's got money.
I like it. That's much better. Much more.
So Smitty's got like a Bitcoin. Good on him. Right. Good on Smitty. And Jeremy's also got half a Bitcoin. Right.
Smitty.
So they
Smitty
in the middle.
Convinced Rick at the pub to give it to him.
We did. He was like, you know what you should do? He says, you shout me a Bitcoin, I'll get you another beer. He's like, rightio, that sounds amazing.
That's an awesome deal right there.
That was a $7,000 beer, mate. You're an idiot. Smitty's going to give him. So basically, they open up a community. It's like opening up a communication. Okay, let's see for anybody out there who's struggling with this idea. I have a Facebook account. You have a Facebook account, right? We can talk to each other and leave each other's messages, right? That's basically the breakdown on Lightning Network. We open up a channel, mode of communication between each other, and but that communication is currency. So you mean you're going to pay me every time you send me a message? This is brilliant. No,
Incentivized to read them, Chad.
You are reading way too.
Hey, no, this is recorded on. This is going on the
posterity
internet.
For you. So the thing I was telling you guys about earlier, that little sneak preview, that little that sneaky dick thing about the vulnerabilities of the current system and why Lightning Network's going to improve it. So currently we have a thing called SWIFT. Do you know what this is, Brett?
Oh yes, SWIFT.
Okay, so it's the Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications.
Doesn't it just sound wanky? Go again, please. Tell us. Wanky. No, please tell us what it is. Can you say it again, please?
It's the Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. So
brilliant.
That's SWIFT, right? Because they were like, "What should we call? We should call it like
Taylor.
SWIFT, right?" But let's try and fit our words in there. Seriously, you can tell they're all accountants. So no offense to accountants, because you guys are awesome. I'm talking about the accountants in the 70s when they were very, very high. But this was established 44 years ago. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. So 44 years ago, how good was the internet back then, Brett? Did everyone have internet in their household?
No.
Okay, so how good were the communications back then? They were all they did to tap a phone was walk down to your local thing and put a thing on that transmitted to the other line. And basically it was a wire that connected from one wire to another wire that switched back and went back to the government. So they tapped you that way. Now they actually physically have to go in and write code. That's why coding is amazing. And as a side note, anybody who wants to help me out in coding, Facebook, if we're on Facebook, Crypto Space. But, SWIFT. So it was made in the 70s, and obviously there's been improvements and stuff, but they don't tell you this, but they get hacked a lot. They get hacked a stack. Hacked a stack.
You mean my money got hacked?
They get hacked a stack. So the point that
but I'm meant to trust these guys.
You're supposed to trust the fiat currency people. Yeah, exactly. But this SWIFT system is still like the infrastructure that they use, and it gets hacked to a stack. So with this Lightning Network, 74 banks in the world, 74, and they're quite big banks, are actually decided to convert over to cryptocurrency as their security thing. No, it's pretty true.
And what are they going to do, Chad? How are they going to do it?
They're going to be they're taking up the Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. They're just like, you know what? Stuff you guys. There's the amount of times you guys get hacked, and your system, you guys still are able to get hacked by sticking a wire to another wire. So go piss off. We're going to use this currency. So if the big banks get involved, come on.
Now, just for those at home, SWIFT is not to be confused with the swallow.
Yep. I don't know what that means.
It's a type of bird. You know Monty Python?
Ah, Swift and Swallow. Yeah. Swift and Swallow. You made me say that on a podcast. All right, the next part of the article is what Lightning will look like.
All right, so let's hit this one up. Okay. This is brand new. This is cool.
Brand spanking new. You can still smell the new car polish.
All right, so with this one and this is only a dApp that was released last week. The idea is with this Lightning wallet is essentially a user interface. Okay, so we're starting to move. This is where you can start to see that that we're in the early adopter phase. We're moving towards the end of the innovators. So we're going away from technology to usability. And these people are defined by how the technology works for them, not just about having access to the technology. That's what the first lot are about. Now, with this user interface, it's a new open source Bitcoin Lite client. Okay, so a Lite client is like your phone. You can operate the node. You're not doing a full node. You're running a small aspect of
half node, a quarter node. I'll have a couple of nodes with a cup of coffee. Yep,
absolutely. So the big takeaway is it's being able to visualize this technology. So this is what it's about. Yes.
Because before it was like codes for innovators, which are the people who develop this stuff.
We can take the time to read about this stuff.
Well, that's it. And here's the thing, guys. If you're listening to this podcast and you're interested in what's happening with cryptocurrency specifically, you're in the what? Early majority, right? The
early adopters. No, we're
early adopters.
Still in the early adopters, Chad.
So you guys are in the early. So you guys are ahead of the curve.
Absolutely, definitely ahead of the curve.
But anyway, guys, that's all we have time for at this stage of the podcast. Guys, remember, we want to talk to you, don't we?
Hit that like button.
You gotta smash that like button. But you know what you should do also? Leave a comment on the YouTube channel if you're on YouTube.
Ooh, that's nice.
If you are on
Chad's hair is looking
iTunes
good today.
Or Stitcher or any of these other ones. Sorry?
I was saying they can put comments like, Chad's hair is looking nice today.
Absolutely. Imagine I have this long flowing hair and
100 people are just going to turn around and be like, oh my God, Chad's hair is amazing.
But also remember that you guys can subscribe to the podcast. All you got to do is go to your podcasting app and subscribe. Press that subscribe button. You'll get it every
Pressing
Wednesday,
it now, Chad.
9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You'll get that every single time. But before we do go, we also want to say, go to Facebook, check us out on Facebook, become a member of the crypto space, search crypto space and go to the groups. We're in there. Brett and I are both in there. We've got about 72 people going right now, and there's a massive conversation happening about stuff, people asking questions. If you want to pose questions, Brett's the knowledgeable one. I'll just make jokes, but I also will be insightful and give you articles, but probably just will make fart jokes. So don't expect anything from me. But Brett's really good at this stuff. But guys, until next time, I'm Chad.
And I'm Brett.
Let's get excited about the crypto space.
The transition has begun.
Do, 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 do.